is the science behind the intuition. I'll tell you what happens. Some people actually speak like you may hear some saints or sadhus saying that intuition is nothing but a mystical power. It is God gifted and something like that. But yes, some researchers will say that no, it is not at all. It is something that happens to every one of us, and this intuition has been proved in lab experiments and visualized by brain scan, CT scan, and all live CT scan machines have been used on some people. There was an experiment done on 20 people on whose brain some signals were put using this brain scan machine, and whatever was noticed, obviously that was in form of some sigmoid waves and all that appears in a scan machine, and it was found that yes, at that point of time that person was getting some kind of feeling. It was done. So there are basic 6 steps with the basic. I won't say that these are the steps. These are probably the kind of activities that happen when we are having some kind of intuition. The first is your stress SOS. Now see, what happens is, I hope all of you might have felt your heart pounding all of a sudden. Like sometimes it happens with no reason at all. Your heart starts to pound, your hands are drenched with sweat, and your stomach, what we call it as having butterflies. We have knots in our stomachs. We have butterfly feeling in our stomach. But even if in the shift, there is a shift in the pulse, and धीरे धीरे ये कम धीरे धीरे कम होता रहता है, and after that you get some kind of message in your brain. Some of us do notice it and some of us don't notice it. Probably we say that I don't know, I'm not feeling well, कुछ हो रहा है.
Sanchita,
Yeah.
Malik is saying that she missed your story. Can you repeat it?
Yeah.
Story.
From where do I start?
Okay. In a nutshell, she said, if you can.
Yeah, it was like I met a person 35 years back, and I was out of contact with this person for all these 35 years, and all of a sudden one morning I get a kind of smell, and the smell was the same smell that the person used to use as his deo. I was 10 years then, and he was probably 28, 29. So he was a young civil services. He was working with the Ministry of External Affairs. He was working there. So I happened to get this smell all of a sudden one day, and then I get a call from my friend saying that my name is appearing as Dr. Sanchita, heart specialist on Truecaller. So I got an idea all of a sudden. If this happened right after getting that smell, that why not find the name of this person on Truecaller? I don't know why didn't I do this earlier, but yes, that morning I did, and I found the person's phone number and email ID. So I contacted him, and he was also very much surprised to get a message from me after 35 years. Now we are connected. So it all happened to me in a form of intuition. So that was a short story. I elaborated a bit long with lots of masala in it. But yes, those masala were not made up. It actually happened to me. So I was talking about stress SOS. Is the story clear to you now? Though somebody asked me, Pooja, yes, is it okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So stress SOS is that is we feel some kind of stress in our body, and after that, or maybe during when we are feeling this stress, some kind of message comes to us, and if we are acting on it, most of the time it gets right. I'll tell you one experience that I felt out of this stress SOS. Like I was driving back my college from one day. I was working then, and all of a sudden, like every day when I used to come out, I used to give a call to my people at home that I have started from my office. I'll be reaching in an hour or so. So that day I gave a call, and I kept down the phone, and I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, my heart started to pound and though not a butterfly feeling in my stomach, but I started to feel not so good. I was feeling as if something bad is going to happen. And I just got out of my car and I checked all my tires, that is there anything that is going to be there with my tire. I checked the brake, everything, because I had to cross a long flyover, and something got into my mind that day that is it that my car is going to fly off the flyover. So very negative thoughts started to come. And you won't believe, the moment I came back home, I saw everybody standing outside my home. And पड़ोस की एक आंटी ने बोला, बेटा तुम सीधे ऊपर चली जाओ, your mother is waiting. I was just feeling as if like I felt my skin to be going white. I thought something bad, really bad has happened. And yes, it was so. My mother had actually fallen from the stairs, and it was a serious kind of accident. She actually could have gone into coma. So that is your stress SEO. Somehow I feel that I have a kind of habit of getting intuitions, though, both good and bad, and sometimes, yes, it gets true also. Second is your double vision. This double vision is, I'll explain you this. Sometimes what happens is, like generally what happens whenever we see something, the eye receives the image, right? And the brain processes it, and we take that image into our brain and we see that. But what happens is we actually have two images that is created. One is what we see, and the image at the back side of our mind, which we never realize that it is already there. And as a result, what happens is we get two different kinds of images. You might have seen some movies where a person gets blind because of some accident, not by birth, but after some accident, and that person can move around in the house, or maybe touch and feel and hear someone, and recognizes that person all by themselves. So this is a kind of stimuli that the subconscious mind gives to the conscious mind, because of which the blind person is able to see and recognize. This thing actually develops. We say that like when God takes away some senses, he gives some senses. Yes, it is almost true. It is not that I won't say that God is not giving, but yes, body actually takes care of that. Like you have lost your vision, with constant effort. What happens is, if you are constantly feeling that no, you should see something, you should see something, you should feel something, so your body takes care of that, and every message that we are communicating to our brain, it takes from the conscious mind and it transmits to our subconscious mind, and we can see it actually. So this is how a blind person cannot see, but he can feel the vision. Now, as I told you, gut feeling, it's something goes on in the stomach, and then we feel that yes, something is happening. A lot of organic chemistry, I would say, a lot of diagrams I would have to explain, but not to keep you bored on that. Yes, so that feeling is that. Nose I have explained right now with the example that all of a sudden you may get to smell some aroma, and sometimes those aroma actually signify something, or you may remember something, or maybe sometimes uh, some kind of feelings you get, and you are able to get that feeling, and it goes to your brain and mind, and you start feeling okay, this is what it is. uh, Fifth is your brain. Now, what happens is, with the brain's analytical system, it occupies most of the task. Now, the intuitive system, what it does is, it picks up certain gist of the situation, and when your brain is at ease, it again reflects those images back to your brain, and then your brain is able to remember and take those analytical things and take decision. See, intuition works best for those people whose brain is working very strong, and brain works very strong when you have a sound sleep. So the last part of intuition is sleeping. I'll explain the sleep part in a little deeper, because sleep happens to be one of the most important thing, and in sleep a lot of things happen to us. Yeah, do I have any questions?
Sanchita, yeah, there is one question from Jinal.
Yeah.
How to check if our sense is intuition or any other fear by external message or any other thing? Whom to follow and not to follow?
Uh, it's Meenal, right?
Yeah.
Meenal, I'll come to your question once I finish off this. Probably you will get your answer right here. So let me finish off sleep pattern, and then I'll answer your question if it doesn't get answered. Is it okay with you, Meenal? Can I hear you?
Yeah, Jinal it is.
Jinal, is it okay, Jinal?
I think her
Yeah.
voice.
Okay, fine. I'll
Yeah,
just
she
complete
seems
it.
fine.
I'll complete it and then I'll tell you. Images of, sorry, I was with sleep, yeah. Images of things you encounter during day are stored in your brain, right? Often playing out in a giant mashup when you're sleeping. And during your REM, like when you're sleeping, there are two stages of sleep. One is your REM, that is rapid eye movement. Generally, whatever you see, whatever dreams you see during this rapid eye movement, you can remember when you get up, and it is all in colored. And the other part is black and white. When you are into deep sleep, probably you do not remember, and that is all in your grayscale. So this is your sleep pattern. So in your REM stage of sleep, your brain connects instantly, replays those relevant ideas. REM sleep is good for problem solving and decision making because your brain is putting pieces together and trying to find out new alternatives, right? So you see something, you feel something in the morning, in the daytime, and when you go to sleep, your brain starts to work and it takes all those bits and pieces, it's like puzzle, and puts it in one place, and then it starts to give you some new alternative. You gain new insights that wouldn't occur to you when you're awake. This has been said by some researcher. REM also activates the emotional area of the brain. So things that are most important to you on a gut level are prioritized. Several researches show that a moment of sudden insight of discovery follow after REM sleep. Each time you choose wisdom as your advisor, you come closer to making the choice of the life in a right way. And trust me, that's the advice you want to take, right? And don't lose your sleep. Like sometimes what happens is due to intense pressure and tension, we tend to lose sleep, but that is a wrong thing that we do. So don't lose your sleep over difficult situation. Tuck in and let your intuition percolate. To help foster dream, Bartlett recommends dream incubation. That's a process. So dream incubation, what happens? Write down the problem that you're having, and think about it deeply just before you go to bed. Then intuition find the solution for it, and when you get up in the morning fresh, you will have some idea. I'll tell you what, I had a problem. Somebody had actually hacked my account, and the person who had hacked my account, FB account, he was managing things on his own. So I was not able to log into the system, and I was intensely upset on that. Why? Because after every 1 2 hour, he was contacting one of the person in my friend list, and was asking money on my name, saying that I am in deep trouble. Please don't call anybody at my place. And just, but the amount was so very small, and he was trying to contact all people, and I had around 2500 people in my friend list. So he was asking, just submit 2500, and this is my bank account, please do it urgently. Some people did, and some people just gave me a call that what happened to you, are you okay, and all. So I was feeling that what should I do, and how do I let's just get rid of this. So what I did was I started to think about it, and I really got worried about it, and I started getting my migraine. So I took a pill and I slept over, and applied some balm and thanda tel and everything that would make me feel relief. In the morning when I got up, I saw on the paper that Mr. Navneet Sikera, he happened to be the STF chief here in Lucknow of UP. was delivering some keynote address at some conference related to cyber crime. And somehow I knew Mr. Navneet Sikera because he had been a guest speaker who came to our college. I just gave him a call, and you won't believe my problem was actually solved by him. He gave me some steps as to how to tackle this problem. Right now, I'm using my old FB account with all my friends intact, and I could actually track the person who had done this, and I reported it to the cybercrime cell. So that is how sleep happens, and this is how you should believe your instinct when it is coming fresh to you. Your question was if it is visual thinking or it is intuition. Yes, sometimes it is a visual thinking that comes to our mind. It's like all of a sudden in the morning you see the photograph of Priyanka Chopra, and then you start to think that if Priyanka Chopra can be Miss India, why not me? I have a very good figure. I look very good. I'm fair. I'm very smart. I'm a person with of beauty with brains and everything, and you walk to the competition and then you're rejected there. See, this is a wishful thinking. This is not an intuition. You should not believe in all these things. If you really have the capacity to do it, and if you really can work that hard, because being Miss India or winning a pageant like that, it needs a lot of hard work. Just walking out like that won't solve your problem. So when you're having something like this, any issues that you have in your mind, just write it down on a piece of paper, think deeply about it, and go back to sleep. 98% times it happens that in the morning when you get up, you will have a clear cut idea as to what exactly should you be doing. You get stuck, and then things actually get to work. So here it was, and here are certain researches that I found out. It is all on the basis of intuition, intuition's power. Is it a logical thing to happen? How can entrepreneurs and non-entrepreneurs take decision based on intuition? How to think and act on intuition? These are gut feelings. See, the last research is on gut feeling. So you have a lot of things to read. You just have to go to all these books are sometimes available on your Google Play Store or maybe the Google Books. You can go and find. It's a very interesting topic to read, at least, if not learn, then read at least, and things you can see. So as you can see, so many researches have been done which proves that intuition is not a gift, or it's not just a mystical power, but it's a proven fact. It's a scientific and a chemical reaction that goes on in the body. Now, next, moving on to it, if I give a little base of psychology, we have something called MBIT, it is Brigg-Myers type indicator. So in this, generally we say in terms of psychology that there are 8 type of people in the whole world. It That person can be extrovert or introvert. That person can be sensing or intuitive, thinking, feeling, judging, and perception. And one person can have all these 8 characters bound up in a way so that he is actually a combination of any 4 of this. As I've mentioned here, you see, ISTG means I is introvert, sensing, thinking, and judging. So this is one kind of person. So as you can see, I have marked 4 different points to be read. That is INFG, INFP, ENFP, and ENFG. These people, according to psychology, which is a very hardcore science, say that these people are better intuition, have a better intuition than other people who are marked with black. They are definitely intuitive, but the amount of intuition they have is not that much as these 4 people, right? So why is it so? Because if you can see that these people, they have some kind of common factor, that is, N is common in all, that is intuitive, right? INFJ are rare personality. They are very soft spoken. They are very imaginative, creative. They are very insightful. ENFJ, they are born leaders. But above all, everybody is intuitive. They have some power of intuition. They can feel it, and they work on their intuition. And for all of these people, world is not just black and white. There are several shades of gray in between black and white. So that is why they can use their intuitive power the most, because they have a deeper level of working with their brain. So that is what about your intuition. Now, this intuition can be amplified, or it can, you can empower your intuition with certain waves, listening to certain waves. See, there are these five type of waves that your brain creates. Delta wave, I have mentioned the hertz at which, hertz means the frequency at which these waves. We all know that waves travel, and there is some frequency with which it travels. So delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. So different waves have different functions in the mind. This theta wave, that is 4 to 8 hertz. It is somewhat slow, and this, as it is written, it is seen in connection with creativity, intuition, daydreaming, fantasizing, and is a repository of memories and sensation.